What's up, guys? So today we've got another Switch 2. This one is interesting. So this was bought new, not by me, um, but it was a customer return. I'm not really sure like exactly where it came from, but it was returned because it was faulty from out the box. So what happens with this is when you turn it on, it gets, and I have actually got it to turn on like all the way. I've gotten it past the setup. I was actually able to get it to turn on, play some games. But if you watch the screen, oh, did you see it? It's got this thing where the screen flashes like on and off. See it? Now, I don't know what's going on with it. But like I said, I have gotten it to where it would actually come on and stay on. As far as like working, it works. Um, at least as far as playing games, Joy-Cons connecting, things like that. When it does work, this thing just does not want to keep turning on the way it should. Let's open it up. I'm not going to bore you guys with taking it apart. Let's just see if we can get to the good stuff. Sweet. All right. So, at first glance, let's check the connector. Let me make sure this is pushed down. And it is. Okay. Let's unplug it. And what can we see? Well, first glance, not a whole lot. Let's take off this heat sink. I want to take a look at the main ribbon cable for the screen. Let's take a look at this screen connector under the microscope. So it looks okay to me, at least at first glance. So what I'm looking for right now is just basically anything that looks amiss. Let's take a look at this, the screen connector. So let me reseat this cable. Let's see if that makes any difference. I mean, it looked fine, to be honest, but you never know. It could be, maybe it just wasn't liking the way it was seated. I think maybe I need to go ahead and get this board all the way out. So it's the next day now, and I've been poking around on this Switch 2 board. I can't find anything like obviously wrong. So when I plug it in, and I'll show you real quick, let me pop it out of this board holder, and I'll kind of tell you, like, I'll explain to you where I'm at in my way of thinking. So we know from a previous video that when we plug this guy in, what we should see is the amp draw go up to about 0.1, which it does, and then it'll drop down, and then it'll go to 0, which it does. Okay, and that's on both sides, the top and bottom. As you can see, it'll jump up to about 0.1, and it'll go down, and then it'll drop to 0, just like that. So this is the this is kind of how a normal, good working board should act. So the reason you see it in the board holder is I was thinking that um, maybe there's an issue on here where maybe straight out of the factory we have like a cold solder joint or something like that. But you know, it's hard, almost impossible to pinpoint exactly which one. I found no shorts on this board. I poked around a little bit and I thought, well, maybe what I can do is I can reflow it. Let me put it this way. I think what I should do before I start reflowing everything, because of the way this thing acts when I plug it in with nothing in it, I think what I'm going to do is take the last one that we repaired where we put the good motherboard in, and I'm going to test it in that screen or in that housing. So it's got a good battery, it's got a good screen. So if we swap the boards, then I think that should pretty much narrow it down. If it does the exact same thing in the other housing, that should tell us right then and there that it's a board level issue, and then we can start reflowing. So let me set this thing aside. And as much as I don't want to take the other one apart, I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to pop this guy in there and let's see what happens. So I'll be right back.
2 hours later.
Okay, so this is our fully working motherboard. I just took this out. So we're going to set this guy aside. And let's put in our questionable, maybe working switch 2 board. And let's see what happens. All right, moment of truth here. I think this is together enough to give it a test. So is this going to be a screen issue or is this going to be a hardware issue? Let's find out. Okay, we got a battery symbol. And those are the games that I was playing on it. So it looks to be like we have a screen issue. So this board, I think, is completely fine. Man, I mean, that's good news and that's bad news. So the question is, what is going on with this guy? So let's set him aside just for a minute. And let's take a little bit closer look at this screen assembly. Let's get under our scope and let's take a look at some of these ribbon cables. Okay, this is our main ribbon cable here. Is that a wire? Get in a little closer on that. You guys see that? What is that? And it's stuck right there. I swear that looks like a tiny little wire. And I'm not sure what all this is on this connector. Okay, now that could definitely be a red flag. So let me clean that connector off real good. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pop this motherboard back into this chassis and see if that makes a difference. Because I don't know what to think about that. That looks really weird. Could it have left the factory that way? Or did somebody maybe spill something on this? But I mean, how did it just go straight, like only to the ribbon connector? Let's look under the scope while we clean it. I want to see if this comes off. Let's swap it back over and see if that makes a difference. Surely that wasn't something from factory that way. I mean, maybe it worked, because I can vouch that it did. In fact, I did finally get it to work. But okay. Let me swap it back over real quick. We're going to see if that makes a difference. All right. Was that crap, whatever it was on the ribbon cable, was that what was stopping this thing? And was it maybe that little tiny itty bitty wire? Let's find out. Let's turn it on. Let's see what happens. Shut up. Are you kidding me? No way. No way, guys. I really think it was that tiny, tiny little wire that was stuck to that. Are you kidding me? Wow. I am blown away right now. How on earth did that get in there? That is wild. This thing was actually fixed just by cleaning the ribbon cable. I was ready to completely reflow this board, you guys. Let me get this thing put back together and shoot, we'll give it a full-fledged testing right here. So I'll be right back. Just like that. Man, I wish it was that quick in real life. So this one, man, I gotta admit, this one just kind of blew me away, you guys. Like, I know this thing had never been opened up before. I know for a fact, because as I was taking it apart, there's certain things that you can tell. If you've taken enough of these systems apart, you pretty much know. You can look at the screws, you can look at, some of the adhesive that's laid down, the way the ribbons cables are laid, things like that. So this being a customer return, like I really do think it came like that out of the factory. So when they took this thing out, it just never worked right, and they ended up sending it back. I mean, it's brand new. Whatever that little tiny piece of wire was, I mean, it was incredibly small. I almost didn't even see it. I thought it was a hair, but it was stuck to the pin, and I truly believe that it was touching something else, and it was causing enough of an issue to where it just wouldn't allow the screen to come on. The one time that I actually got it going is when I had stuck it in my dock for, I don't know, about an hour. I played some games on it. It just worked there for a while. But as soon as I had turned it back off, I let it sit for 10 minutes. It never wanted to act right again. After that, I just pretty much put it away, and I decided I was going to do a video on it. So you could see it when I first fired it up. It was just, you'd get that Nintendo Switch 2 logo just kind of blinking, and you get that backlight going on and off. But now, since we've actually cleaned it, I mean, it was an incredibly easy fix. I was actually ready to start reflowing all of those chips, and I'm glad that I took the time to take the other one apart and try it in a different housing. Totally happy with these results. And I will leave a link to the eBay seller. He is, like I said, he's honest. That's hard to find these days. And to the eBay seller, if you're watching, I really hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment. Let me know that you saw it. If you guys enjoyed it, please consider subscribing, leaving a like, commenting. All that stuff helps. So I want to thank you for joining me in my nerd cave today, and I hope to see you guys again soon.